Hello, and welcome to my YouTube channel, Illuminating Life Official. The purpose that brings me here today is to talk about purpose, to talk about entrepreneurship, to talk about the thing that lights us up and how we bring that into the world. It's really important for me to be able to serve people in that way. And one of the best ways I can think to serve people is by sharing my own story and my own journey of how I've gotten to where I am right now and the rich experiences and all of the strengths and the weaknesses and the wins and the losses and the risks and everything that has gone into specifically the past year of my life and the change that that's had on my character. So my background is that I have had a coaching business for the past 7 years. I specifically focus on purpose. So I was in a job for over 2 decades, for way too long. And I was there because it was comfortable and I didn't know exactly what my next step would be. And I tried out different things. I wasn't really sure exactly where I wanted to land, but I was really proud of myself that I even tried out new things. And I knew that the job that I was in was not where I was destined to be for the end of my years, right? For all of my working life. I knew even in college when we would do the different testing that purpose and meaning was really important to me. I knew that it was important to me to go deep with people, to explore the bigger questions in life and what it really looks like to create this fulfilling life. And what it really looks like is different for every single person. And that's what I've learned as a purpose coach. So I help people crystallize and put words to their purpose, their core values, their vision, and then to help them create strategies to bring that out into the world and to create ways of getting out of their way because sometimes we can be our own biggest bottleneck. So that's been the work that I've been doing. And in the past year, I've gotten into real estate investing out of a place of necessity. I had a singular focus to buy a home that belonged to my parents. My brothers didn't want it. I wanted to keep it in my family. I wanted to pass it on for future generations because it really seemed like a cornerstone of my parents' legacy. And so getting into real estate investing, more than anything, it was a solution to a problem. The only problem that I was thinking of was the purchase of that home. As the year has unfolded, I've seen that it's been the solution to many different problems. It has grown me as a human. It's grown me as a woman, as a business owner, as an entrepreneur, as someone wanting to serve people in my community and to connect and meet with more people and to be learning from people and to be feeding into people and just growing in wisdom and really kind of stepping out this past year in ways that I really never had. I was living a very, very comfortable life. I actually had a W-2 job that I had had for over 20 years. We won't go into it, but it was not a job that lit me up in any way. It was a means to an end. It was comfortable. I provided a service. They provided a paycheck. I got to travel with it, which was awesome. I have no regrets. Like I have had so many incredible experiences through travel, through meeting so many different people from so many walks of life. And it's really made me into a woman that there's very little that someone can say to me that will ever knock me off my balance or that will really shock me. I have been exposed to so many different types of people. And really that allows me as a coach to work with people a little bit better and to be able to put myself in their shoes in some way. And so what I'm learning with the real estate investing is really, it's been a solution to a problem for me. And let me explain. A lot of training programs, they will, I went through a nutrition certification. Love to talk about food. I love to talk about creating health with food and really living the healthiest life that we can. And I could go down that rabbit hole, and I probably will on a future episode. But I was trained as a holistic nutritionist, Whole Foods. I got into that and I did some speaking, and I worked for a startup company that was doing corporate wellness. And they matched me up with a company that was processed foods. So as soon as I would walk in the building to do my talks, it was just fear and trepidation that I wasn't going to trip over my words, that I wasn't going to be threatening to their way of making a living, but I was here to talk about health and well-being. And I really felt like I kind of navigated that in a good way, by towing the line and also being honest. So I gave them options. I'm a big believer in options and in freedom. So I was fired from that job. That was the only job I've ever been fired from. And it was really humbling for me. It was something that I loved so much. I loved the process of putting my talks together. I loved the idea of talking about health and spreading knowledge. And, unfortunately, it just wasn't a good fit. And I didn't really want to work with people in a one-on-one way. I just didn't feel that that was what I felt called to do. I didn't really know how to create a sustainable business. And that was the first time that I stepped out in something where I realized a training program is great. It's an amazing thing. It's a gift to ourselves to learn about something that we're interested in. But if we want to make a business out of that thing, we need more. We need tools. And the same happened with my coaching. I was trained by two different places, John Maxwell team and another organization that helped me put together an intensive and to start really thinking about what that would look like and what I wanted people to glean from our time together. But there was never any education on, but this is how you make a business work. And this is how you are an entrepreneur. And these are the tools that you need. And so it was really a challenge for me because I had the soft skills. I knew exactly how to sit with someone. It was like a fish to water the first time that I ever did my 2-day intensive, and that became a 3-day intensive. So that part comes naturally. I've always been interested in personal growth and development, and I've always really had a heart for people to be free and to be living a life of purpose. So that part I got. The experience that I was able to give people and to open them up to was so wonderful and beautiful. But I didn't know how to make a business work. And I was terrified of ever getting on social media. I didn't want to talk about what I did. I just wanted people to come to me. And so it was really challenging for a very long time in my coaching business because I wasn't doing anything to promote it necessarily. I was in networking groups and I was around other people who were kind of faltering in the similar ways. And so thinking through the coaching that I do, that my goal is that people are bringing this bigger part of them into the world. And they're expressing that beautiful God part of them, right? That really unique thing that only they can deliver. But I realized I was doing the same thing in my business. I was equipping them with the sort of a model of what that would look like and what life could look like, and with some tools to be starting to kind of step out in that. But recently, I've gotten involved in Owners Club with Pace Morby and just have been stretched so much this year in my character, in my way of doing business, in just my entire life and being. And I'll go into more detail about that. But it's been a really interesting thing to be within a community of people who are 20 steps ahead of you. And so we're doing a project right now called our Mount Everest, and that will take place over the course of the next 3 to 5 years. It's a big project and it's constantly evolving. I don't know that I have fully arrived on mine, to be honest, but it's a really exciting project and it really gets the juices flowing. I'm a visionary. There are a lot of visionaries in my community. So it really kind of gets our juices flowing and starts to kind of make things tactical. If this is my vision, how do I reverse engineer that and really bring something meaningful and gratifying, where at the end of my life, I can look back and say, I affected these people's lives in such a meaningful way. And there is a ripple effect to my life in having done that. And so I started thinking that, I have this vision, a huge Pinterest board. I do love the visual and I do love aesthetic beauty. So I have this huge vision of what I want to create for my coaching clients. And I started thinking through the idea that, yes, I'm doing the same thing. I'm providing you a framework, but I'm not really providing you the means to be able to do that thing. And what I've realized in the past year in the real estate investing world, it's opened my eyes to, and just on so many more levels, the idea of abundance, the idea of a wealth mindset and the benefit that creates. And I think, sometimes as women, it can be a little bit harder to equate nobility and wealth. And what I realize is that that's a fallacy. That is, there's no truth in that, because really the more wealth I have, the more affluence I have, the more people I can help. And that really is what it comes down to. And one of my core values, probably the most foundational for me, is freedom. It's not freedom from responsibility. It's freedom of choice. It's freedom to express. It's freedom in all of the ways that I get to create my life. That is deeply important to me, and something that, I think it's a core tenet of my purpose is helping people create that and helping them to see that they can have that. And so throughout the course of the year, more recently probably, where I was kind of pondering my own Mount Everest and thinking, how can I really help these people to go a little bit deeper, maybe a little faster? And it really comes down to helping them create a wealth mindset. And that really looks different for everybody. There's no, a wealth mindset for one person could be making $100,000 a year, whereas for another person, and this is the freedom part that I love so much, for another person, that looks like $100,000 in a month. It just varies. Some people it's $100,000 in a week, but helping people to define what that looks like for them and to define ways and strategies of how to accomplish that. So that really is the work that I'm doing. And so in this channel, I'm kind of bringing together the purpose-driven life, living all aspects of our life holistically with purpose, really kind of integrating that idea and that mission statement that we have for ourselves, really kind of integrating that into every area of life, every facet, and then helping people to create the means to have the confidence to bring that thing into the world. And, for you, it could be $50,000 in a year. I have no idea what that means for you. But if it sounds like wealth to you, that's where we're starting. So I'm bringing together all of these different aspects to create this lifestyle channel to really help people define for them their own selves what it looks like to be free, what it looks like to create life that feels meaningful, what it looks like to be sort of driving the car in our own lives, and to be very aware and present of the things that have held us back. So we will be talking all things personal growth, personal development, bringing awareness to what it looks like to have a rich life. And I will be really honest and really vulnerable with you that I am in the process of creating that myself. And I'm not entirely sure that that ever ends for any of us. It depends on what our level is. And it seems like we reach a new level, and then you know what? We have another level we want to reach. So really helping people to get out of the box, to think for themselves what that looks like for them, and to be having really rich and deep conversations about that. And to start bringing into the forefront of my business and what I do, these different strategies in real estate investing and the things that I've learned and the communities that I've learned from and the tools that I've used to create some of these projects. And in the past year, I stepped out in something new, and I had no idea the impact it would have on me. I had no idea the people that I would meet and the ways that I would grow. And I had a business partnership that ended. It did not end well. The partner did not want the end of that partnership, and it was rough on me. I like harmony in my life, and it was not harmonious. And I have had projects that have been really, really challenging with dishonest contractors and people who technically took from me, who didn't pay the subcontractors, who were dishonest, who were, to be completely honest, criminals. And the challenges that I've faced and the things that I've come through and the hardships and the wins, it's just been an unbelievable year. And I'm learning that my life was very comfortable before. I don't hate comfort. Don't get me wrong. I'm not a martyr for sure. But that's the thing that has changed me, is the discomfort that has come with, I am doing this full time now, and it's all on my shoulders. If I'm going to buy that house in Montana, that is on my shoulders. I am on my own. This is me stepping out 100% in my own purpose to do these things, to create this life, to have the things that are important to me, and to express myself in the world. These are not easy concepts to wrap your brain around. But that has happened in this past year, and I'm so grateful for it. There have been so many stressful moments, so many things where I just didn't know if I would get through to the other end, where I felt like I wanted to control them. And the reality is that a lot of times we don't have control. And what I'm learning now is the value of surrender and acceptance. Accepting life on life's terms helps me to be very agile, helps me to pivot when it's needed, helps me to be aware and to perceive where to go next. And sometimes that is literally just saying, I don't have any control over this situation. I'm going to surrender this to God or whoever you might surrender things to, and I'm going to trust. And that has maybe been the biggest success I have had all year. But to start a business in real estate investing, to be profitable my first year, to be profitable on all of the flips that I did, really feels incredible. It hasn't been comfortable, but it's been so rewarding. It has stretched me, it has grown me, and all of the discomfort and all of the challenges. At one point, I will be really honest, I did not feel well, and there was so much going on. I had to hire an attorney at one point, and my hair was coming out. I used to have probably 2/3 more hair than I have right now. It'll be cheaper to get done now, so that's the good news. But I was losing my hair. I was losing sleep at night. I had so much anxiety in my body. And I had the realization that I want to keep doing this. This is so exciting. It's so adventurous. And I'm learning so much. And I could see how it was going to get me to the next level. But I knew that I couldn't live like that. I knew that the stress that I was feeling, I had to figure out a way to manage that. I had to figure out a way to, create the tools around my life and the rituals and the habits around my life where my nervous system was healthy and functioning well. And so I did that too. So I'm going to share all of that with you. I'm going to share all the different tools that I've come across, all of the things that will support people who are in stressful jobs or who are entrepreneurs themselves. But there are so many ways to create a rich life. And let's just make this an adventure, a fun channel to have really great and meaningful conversations, and to really try to navigate the next level and then the next level so that whatever your Everest is, we are building towards it. I'm here as your advocate. I'm here as your educator sometimes. I'm here as your sister, as your coworker, and as someone who's in the trenches, who is also trying my damnedest to figure it out and to do it well, to do it with grace and elegance and class, and to support other people in the same way, and to value their dreams and their goals is one of the greatest honors of my life. So this is a lifestyle channel. We will be talking about purpose and entrepreneurship and finances and mindset and abundance. And I could not be more excited about it. And I'm so excited for the guests that are coming. And I just filmed the very first episode with a beautiful human, and we had an incredible conversation. And so I will get that episode up very soon. But I'm so grateful that you are present here. We are going to be working through these things. It's going to be an incredible journey, and I couldn't be more honored than to take it with you. So thank you for joining me today. Please subscribe to my channel. Please like this video, share it with anybody that you think would be in the realm of trying to figure out hard things in life and wanting to do that in community. I'm so grateful to be here. Thank you.